About 16 years ago, my daughter was going to school with a little boy whose father had passed away. There was the wife of the gentleman who passed away told me that she unfortunately did not have any money. She was being kicked out and she needed help. So I bought her some groceries and invited her over, talked about what she had in her house, said, I've never done anything like this before, but let me help you liquidate your items so that you have some money for you and your son. Once I did that, she was able to not only put money away for her car that she needed to buy now that she didn't have one, and also money to be put away for nursing school. And now she is a well-established nurse in Florida. So I'm very happy that that's how I got my start. And then shortly after that, a friend of mine had owned a very large company and did not have the capability of liquidating all of their assets. And I came in, said, listen, all I want you to do is donate items to my children's school that we could not liquidate, and you don't have to pay me. And once I did it for them, I knew that this was the right business to be in. Well, first, let me say that I think that anyone in business has to realize that you're your own worst enemy. And if you're constantly thinking about competitors, you're not going to move anywhere up. You're going to stay right here. Right. So the very first thing is the fact that I know I have competitors. They're no concern of mine. The pool is so big here in Chicago, worldwide. I mean, really, there's enough to go around. This is an industry where we're not going to go out of business. And here's why. People are constantly moving. They're downsizing. They're divorcing. They're passing away. So for me, that's the one thing that I always keep in the back of my mind. It doesn't matter what takes place that day. We're going to move forward to the next adventure because we know that we're here to stay. That's number one. Number two, when we do an estate sale, what we do different is one of the major things is we have someone at our door from all of our estate sales asking for emails. And when we ask for those emails, they then go into a blast. So they get to see all of our sales that are up and coming. They go on a wish list. We have a wish list for our clients. So if someone comes to one of our sales and says, hey, do you have this? No, we don't have it at this point in time, but we also do buyouts and cleanouts. And whenever we do our next estate sale, if that is something that you are wishing for, we'll call or email you. Number three, when we do our marketing, we have an in-house marketing, and for the in-house marketing, we do all social media. You've met Drew, so he takes care of us for our social media. And I feel that in this type of market, it's so important to market not just from EstateSales.NET, but also to other outlets such as TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and sometimes even Snapchat. So I truly believe in marketing yourself all the way out there. Give them pieces of paper for your next up and coming sale, is what we do for our clients. So if you come to my Oak Park sale, you'll get a piece of paper for next week's sale so that they know, hey, listen, I may have forgotten about this company. Oh, but I have this piece of paper. I know that there's a sale next weekend. So we do quite a bit to generate different forms of advertisement, just not on EstateSales.NET. Not only is the biggest thing for our social media, but I know how many views I get from EstateSales.NET. And I also know that everyone who comes into my sales, we ask, how did you hear about us? And between 90 and 95% will say EstateSales.NET. The others have come from signs or the advertisement that we put out. So another thing that we do different is at the end of our sales, we always know how many people came through the door, how many views we had on EstateSales.NET, how many people purchased and how they purchased, whether it was cash, Zelle, or Venmo, or Cash App, because all of those things take into account whether or not you want to take another sale in that area. So that's very important for a new business, just to think about. This might not be the most popular opinion, but it's my opinion and it works for me. So when I have someone who is a new client and they're calling me and they're figuring out when they want to have the estate sale, and they say, well, let's go ahead and wait until after we sell the house, I always stop them and say, wait, I'm your free advertisement. I'm your free advertisement. People are coming in for those tangibles, but they're not just there for those tangibles. We always have people who ask for the, like, how much is the house going for? What is the square footage? What are the taxes? And I always tell my clients, if you don't have a real estate agent, let me know and I'll help you find one. But if you do, please make sure that you have a listing sheet, because you're not just selling those tangibles. You're able to sell that house in that time frame as well. Because for us, we have anywhere from 150 people up to 750 people. Before COVID, it was over 1,000. So for us, those are good numbers. And those numbers also generate traffic to possibly purchase that home. So if you're having an estate sale, do it while you're, have the estate sale while you are listing the place. Very first thing that I would highly recommend is traveling to other estate sale companies and seeing exactly what they do and what works for you in reference to whether you're going to be doing it yourself or you have a team. Automatically put together policies and procedures, because if you follow the policies and procedures, every sale is just going to be so easy, versus if you're chaotic and you don't really know what's going on, you don't know your research on your product, it's going to be very, very hard. So don't accept something if it doesn't feel right to you. Don't accept something if you know that there's probably not enough to cover your cost. And work with your heart, but don't work with your heart too much. This industry is ever growing, and not only is it ever growing, it just changes on day to day. No two sales are ever alike, ever, and no two clients are ever alike. So it's a very fun industry. When I first start someone, I do something that probably very few do, and I really just throw them in the trenches. I bring them to the hardest sale that I have for a setup. And if they're going to be able to set up that home and not walk away pulling their hair out or cussing at me, that's the very first step. Because I don't think that people understand how much work goes into an estate sale, to curate that estate sale, to be able to set up, and your staff is the biggest sort of step into that, because you have a vision and it's important that your vision translate to your staff. And if your staff are happy and you're happy, then the homeowner is going to make more money. If your staff is not happy because of the fact that they feel that it's just too much work, they're not going to last very long. They're not. I was watching your video last week in reference to when do you go? Do you go the first day or you go the last day? So we've had people come in on the first day, and I think that I explained this to you the last time I met you, is that we don't put price tags on our stuff at our estate sales. We say, gather your pile, we'll give you a deal on the way out. And the reason why we're doing that is because 95% of the people who come in who have seen us from EstateSales.net are resellers. And if they see that the price is $100, this is not for shoppers, by the way. If they see the price is for $100, they're going to come back on Sunday and pay $25. So it does not behoove the client or us. So we tell them to gather a pile and we'll give you a deal on the way out. If you're a reseller, come in and negotiate. Don't be rude and go out storming. Simply ask for deals. Just simply ask, hey, listen, would you accept this? And if they say no, but we'll accept this, meet in the middle, because ultimately we want the same goal met. We need to get the stuff out of there. We need to get the house cleaned. We want you to make money. We want our client to make money, and we want to make money. So number one. Number two, if you're coming in on the first day, again, make me an offer. It won't be there the second day. And if it's there on Sunday, a lot of times our clients will want us to consign. So you're not going to get it for that same great deal that we were probably going to get it for on the first day. So I'm willing to negotiate on the first day. Don't wait to the last day. I knew from the very start I would love to have a store, but what really provoked me to do it was the fact that we could not have any estate sales. Everything had to be online. And even after the city was opened up, the donation centers still would not accept items for donation. And if they did that, they would sit out there for a couple of weeks before they were even able to get inside, which meant that they would be damaged or someone would just take them. And the people who wanted the stuff sold, unfortunately, had to see their items either be trashed or just set outside. And during that time, I said, how am I able to help facilitate them getting their items sold and them making money to pay for a funeral, to pay for the move, to pay for a nursing home, the same way that we do for an estate sale. That is the reason why I opened it for them for people who could not have estate sales. And now that the city is opened back up, it's mainly for people who cannot have estate sales just due to HOA restrictions, which is the condos in Chicago have pretty strict standards, and their HOAs will not allow for them to have an estate sale. So we can be reached at 2021 West Division in Chicago. It's just off of Damon, and again, we are anywhere from 50 to 75% off in our store, and it's for people who cannot have estate sales just due to HOA restrictions, and also from buyouts and cleanouts. So come and join us. Well, I know we'll have fun. ChicagoEstateAdvisors.com.